Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball, Sports Cards, and Gaming. Today we have another edition of I Got This. And in this edition we will be looking at some sports cards that I picked up, mostly from the 1970s Topps football. And I've just been going through this phase of late where I want to start collecting some of the cards and putting sets together from my childhood. And the total amount that I spent on these cards that I'm going to show you today is only $20. So I think I got some pretty good deals. Some of them I've already turned around and sold, the ones I thought I could get some good value for. I'm going to start it off with these 1971 Topps cards. Here's Willie Lanier, who is, of course, in the Hall of Fame, represented on the Chiefs. Shows him as an all-star middle linebacker. It's got some condition issues, clearly, but all in all, a pretty good card, and one that I would certainly keep in my collection. We'll put him over here. Next card up is Mercury Morris from those undefeated Miami Dolphins. Again, another 1971 card. Mercury Morris, Hall of Fame running back for the Miami Dolphins. Then we've got, if we're going in order here by year, here is a 1975 Tim Berra, Baltimore Colts wide receiver rookie card. Nothing exceptional about this other than it's a rookie card, but one I did not have in my collection, and it came with the lot that I purchased. And then we've got Terry Bradshaw in the 1976 Topps card. This card is in amazing good condition. I mean, the corners are crisp. The color is great. I don't see any real damage at all on the front. It's off left to right, which is going to, keep it from being a highly graded card. But you look at the back, you'll see that, 1976 was still in the early parts of Terry Bradshaw's career. And, long before he went bug nuts, which he is now, but I still enjoy watching him, as we got a little bit of glare there on the pregame show. We got another 76 card here. This is an Art Tom's Raiders card, defensive tackle. Again, I think it's just a base card that we've got. Now we're going to go into the 1976 cards, and 1977 cards, and I got a ton of these. This was the first year that I ever started collecting cards. I was 6 years old, and this is the Jim Marshall 1976 record breaker for most games played in a lifetime. I would imagine that has since been broken by Tom Brady and maybe a half a dozen other top players over the years. We're going to go through some of these pretty quickly because these are mostly commons. There's some really good ones in here as well. We got a quarterback, Scott Hunter, for the Falcons. He was the backup for Steve Bartkowski. And then we have Bobby Walden, the punter for the Steelers. I got a couple of those. One of them is actually in really great condition. The other one has been somewhat beat up. Another Steelers card, that is Frank Lewis, wide receiver. He was with the Steelers for quite a long time. And Larry Brown, tight end for the Steelers. Then we got Bobby Bryant, cornerback for the Vikings. I believe he's in the Hall of Fame. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that he is. Bobby Scott of the Saints. I love these cards. This is, where else are you going to find a Coy Bacon? You Coy Bacon. You know I love you, Bacon. A 1976 AFC All-Pro. That's amazing, right? Look at the color on these cards. You got the knit cap on, and you got Coy Bacon. That's my favorite kind of bacon. Mick Tingelhoff. You got to make sure you say that one right. A long-time Minnesota Viking. I know it's not on the back here, but and that guy played forever. This card, I noticed, is like damn near perfect, except for it's off-center. But the color, the crispness, it's John Vella of the Raiders. I don't know much about him, except he's got a good beard that would pass today, I think. Jake Scott, great safety for the Redskins. I don't know if he's in the Hall of Fame or not, but he was with the Redskins for quite a long time. And also he played for the Dolphins. I think he was actually drafted by the Dolphins. Calvin Hill, 1,000-yard rusher in his career. represented on the Redskins. Also played for the Cowboys, I believe. Don Calhoun, running back for the Patriots, back when the Patriots were bad. Mike Patrick, punter. I love the airbrushing on these cards. If you've watched my channel, we've talked about airbrushing quite a bit over the years. And this one is really smooth. This is a really great job by whomever did the artwork on that card. Then we've got the Browns. The Browns, they did not have a logo, of course, so they could get some of these in action and not have to worry about airbrushing everybody. They did get Walter Johnson without his helmet on, so that makes it a little bit easier regardless. And then we have kicker / punter, saving a few bucks, Don Cockcroft, no relation to Pete LaCock. Then we have Bob Matheson of the Dolphins. I don't think he was one of the killer bees because they were all, the last name started with the B, right? So, yeah, I don't think he was not part of that. He's one of the reindeer that got left out. Doug Van Horn of the Giants and Joe Danello, kicker for the Giants. He played a long time. We are coming up with some really great Hall of Famers, so just hold your breath here momentarily. We got Rich McGeorge, tight end for the Pack. Jim Carter, middle linebacker. We've got Fred Carr, linebacker. I believe he was an All-Pro at one point in his career. We have John Watson, center for the 49ers. A lot of line guys. Then we got the Houston Oilers' Ken Burrow, great wide receiver during this period, catching those passes from Kenny Stabler. And Dan Pastorini, I would imagine. Here's a verb. Roosevelt Leaks, running back for the Colts. Somebody take a look at that. Bruce Laird, safety for the Colts. And then we get into these Seahawks cards. Ron, don't call me Opie Howard, tight end. Some good airbrushing on these cards, I think. We got Sherman Smith. This is the second year the Seahawks and the Buccaneers, of course, were in the league. So these are like photographs from that first year. And a lot better than Gary Huff, quarterback for the Buccaneers. This is not such a great job of airbrushing. This one's pretty obvious. I mean, he might not even have been wearing a helmet. They might have just airbrushed that helmet onto his chrome dome. I don't know, but that's a rough one. I like this card a lot, though. I'm happy to have it in my collection, but there's something about it that just freaks me out a little bit. Let's get into some of the Hall of Famers here. We got Larry Zonka for the Giants. This is who he played for in between starting his career with the Dolphins and finishing it with the Dolphins, I believe. But he's a Hall of Fame running back, part of that undefeated team. Speaking of great running backs, we got Franco Harris, 1,000-yarder for the Steelers, 1976 AFC All-Pro. A beautiful card, great shape. I already have this one in my collection. I believe I have this on for sale for a nice price on Mercari. Link will be below if you're interested. Dave Casper, rookie card for the Raiders. This goes for about $30. And remember, I only paid $20 for all of these total. So a rookie All-Pro tight end for the Raiders. And then we have Leroy Selman, misspelled first name. So it's an error card, and it is his rookie card. He was the first overall draft pick for the Buccaneers. They went with defense instead of offense, and they picked a good one. Him and his brother played for them. I think they were in the same draft. And this is the rookie card, and that's about a $30 card as well. And then we also have a rookie of Mike Haynes, Hall of Fame cornerback for the Patriots, also an AFC All-Pro. I believe this card goes for $25 or so on eBay or Mercari. So really some great deals with those cards. And then we're going to move it along to 1978. I just got a few of these. We have for the Giants, Joe Pisarcik, who I believe is the famous quarterback that fumbled the snap instead of just kneeling down. And I think that was against the Eagles. Everyone remembers that, and Giants try to forget it, Giants fans. But we have Tom DeLone for the Browns center, Skip Thomas for the Raiders, and a All-Pro of Franco Harris. Another card that looks great other than being off-center, top and bottom and left and right. I should probably put that one right there. Moving on to the 1979 cards. This I remember so well in my childhood. These cards I did not collect very much of. I think my family was going through some financial problems in the 79-80 years. And I remember I did not have a ton of these in my collection as a kid. Here is a Steelers Randy Grossman, a tight end. Really cool card. And one that I really love, this is Doug Williams, first black quarterback to win the Super Bowl. This is his rookie card for the Buccaneers. Of course, he led the Redskins to the Super Bowl, to a Super Bowl victory. And, this card is not very inexpensive. This card is very inexpensive. If you look for it, you can find it for about $5. A nice card to have in your collection. If you want something historic and have it represented. Then we're going to wrap it up here really quick with these 1980 cards of Bill Linkadis of the Patriots and Steve Wilson of the Buccaneers. Nothing exceptional here. The 1980 set, the best card in that set anyway, is Phil Simms' rookie card for the Giants. It's only worth about $10, so most of those cards are fairly worthless. Then we're going to wrap it up here with these 81 cards of Mike Gooman. That's an unfortunate name. Jim Jodit. We got an All-Pro of Brad Van Pelt of the Giants, linebacker, Hall of Famer. Many years with the Giants. Also Roger Worley, who was with the Cardinals forever. I believe he's in the Hall of Fame as well. And finally, Craig Morton, longtime quarterback for the Broncos, the Cowboys. Who else did he play for back then? Giants? Yeah, he was there for the Giants too. Took the Cowboys to the Super Bowl and lost, I believe, to the Dolphins, I want to say. I could be wrong about that. But that's going to wrap it up. So all in all, I spent $20 on these cards. There were a couple others I already sold too. I did have a 1977 Mean Joe Green card that was already sold, and there was another 1971 card that I picked up that I've already sold, and I can't tell you what that was. I don't remember, but nonetheless, that's going to do it for this edition of I Got This, and we'll be back soon with more pack and box openings. So until next time, everyone, have a great day.